Capricorn, how are you guys? How the hell have you been? It's been forever, and partially that's my fault because I left you guys for last this time. So forgive me, but I've been very busy. And anyway, I'm here now. So thank you so much for joining me. If you're new to my channel, my name is JJ. If you are back to my channel and you've been here from the very beginning, I'm happy to see you guys back. Welcome back. So this is your April 2017 forecast. It's a general reading. We will have a look at all aspects of life, love, career, money, health, everything, whatever pops up in the cards, and whatever emphasis the cards decide to give us, we will focus on that. I don't like to impose themes. You guys already know that. So, ooh. Have a look at that, you guys. That's beautiful. I was going to say, I feel like I'm in the presence of angels right now, which doesn't always happen. So, a lot of positive emotions in general, good feelings. So, what are we tackling this month, Capricorn? Are we looking at your relationship lives? Are we talking about your own personal emotion? Or are we talking about a relationship with a water sign? And how to preserve this relationship? Oh. Seems like a few of you have some decisions you need to make about moving on with this person or terminating the relationship, or we are talking about a Cancer here. Wow, okay. So that didn't take very long for the cards to come out. Gosh, maybe we really are in the presence of angels who are aiding me to give you this reading right now. Who knows? Okay, so I feel very strongly, like I said, that we're talking about a union here, possibly with a water sign. I have a lot of indication here that this is potentially discussing a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. And if we're not talking about a relationship, we are talking about how it is that you approach your own feelings and emotions, and how those feelings and emotions drive the decisions that you make on a day-to-day basis. But for the most part, union with a water sign, a relationship that you hold very dear to your heart, but which you may be facing some problems in right now. Problems that have inevitably caused the two of you to decide, or about to decide, whether or not it's worth pursuing this relationship any longer, or if you're better off without one another. The problem is, though, is that it's a difficult period in general to think clearly about things. If we are talking about how it is that you need to sort out your own feelings, then it becomes even harder to anticipate whether or not you're going to be making the right decision in the long run. It does look like you will be moving forwards. I cannot tell you if you're moving forward with this person. I can simply tell you that you will be moving forward, though. Usually in a better direction. So, hear me out. Okay, I know what it's like to be in a relationship and want to keep it close to us. I know what it's like to be in a relationship that I hold on to with my dear life, even though something tells me that it's off. Something tells me that we're not meant to be. And something tells me that if I remain in this relationship, I'm not doing myself any favors, and I'm not doing my partner any favors. But I'm far too attached to say goodbye. And I feel like I could make it work, even if my partner might not have the same conviction. I try to come up with excuses that will keep them there. This is all hypothetical. I'm just trying to remember the days where I'd been placed in such a situation before. So some of you might indeed be encountering a situation like this and are questioning what to do. And it might be very difficult for you to imagine yourself moving on without this person. It might be very difficult for you to see how your life will still continue even if this person is not there. And for others of you, you will successfully overcome your hurdles with your partner and you'll move on like the happy couple you always have been. And find yourselves in an even stronger position in the future where there's more understanding and a sense that you can really do things better when you're together. And that's beautiful. But I cannot make that assumption for everyone. I always have to play the role of the devil's advocate. To ensure that I've kind of approached from every angle possible. Ooh. Okay. Oh, fuck. God damn. You guys. Alright. The King of Cups in the reverse. We are talking about a water sign for some of you, aren't we? And they've been flipped upside down. They are not so happy about They're really not happy about whatever it is that's going on between the two of you. If there are a lot of fights right now, one of you is ready to say goodbye. One of you is ready to forsake this relationship. One of you is questioning how valuable it is, even though it is valuable as it stands. Sorry, I was just drawn to the bottom of the deck, even though I haven't finished shuffling with this deck. So, and it's pushing you, it's cornering you to really think about this deeply. You might find it very difficult to have a proper conversation with your partner at this time. For a number of reasons. They might be ignoring you. You might be ignoring them. You might not be able to come to a resolution when you are in the same room together. And in fact, find that it becomes even harder to make a decision because you can no longer be objective. And I'm not saying that if you all of a sudden decide to isolate from one another that you will miraculously become objective about your own situation, your own circumstance. No, not at all. It's very difficult for us to detach ourselves and to remain as unbiased as we possibly can. However, the odds do increase when we take some time apart. And I say this because we have the Hermit card here. We're almost obsessed with this person. It's become an obsession, an addiction. And one that you need to break free from. With the King of Cups in the reverse, we're also talking about extreme forms of manipulation here. Extreme forms of manipulation. Another king in the reverse, King of Swords. The arrangement of the cards is mind-blowing to me right now, okay? From my experience of reading the tarot, I don't always have cards pop up in a synchronous way, in a synchronous manner. But sometimes when this happens, I'm drawn to pay attention to certain interpretations more than others. So the fact that I have a Pentacle cards, the Four of Pentacles, and right beneath that I have another Earth element card, the Hermit here, is one such synchronicity that I'm talking about. Another one here, the fact that I have this Two of Swords, and what's come up to clarify it is this King of Swords in the reverse is also another synchronous event here. Because I don't see other sword cards that say around for me to be like, yeah, well, the odds, the ratio, we're keeping it equal here. No. I don't see other Pentacle cards around either for me to be like, yeah, well, I mean, this is more of an earthy reading, so it makes sense for the Hermit to pop up, but it's in anywhere in the spread. The fact is that the Hermit has popped up immediately under the Four of Pentacles. The King of Swords has popped up immediately under the Two of Swords. The King of Cups has popped up twice here, and in the reverse. First next to this Two of Cups, right next to it, right? The second time, so this, when it was next to it, gave me that strong impression that if we're talking about a relationship here, we're talking about a relationship with a water sign. The one way to confirm this, to affirm it, is that it would pop up again, this time underneath the Two of Cups as a clarifier. Things are not working out very well with this water sign. And one of you is obsessed with the other, and I hate to put it that way, but it's the only way that I can think of putting it, because here we have a distraught hermit-like vision of what is going on between the two of you. We have a lot of manipulation, deception, not necessarily deception, but just more like the ability to manipulate one another using our feelings and our emotions. I'll give you one such example that might actually hit home with a few of you. When you remind your partner of all the times that you've been there for them, or when they try to remind you of all the times that they've done something for you, that they've supported you. Could you possibly let go of all our years? You know? Fights like that. Or I can't believe you're forsaking me. Or I can't believe that you're doing this to us after everything that we've been through. The problem is that at this time it's very difficult, like I said before, to think very clearly. That there is so much emotion involved here that our thoughts are not as rational as they could be. Everything looks and appears to be black and white. There is no gray. There are no shades in between the black and white anymore. And things start to get rather dangerous when we reach this point, because you don't want to make a decision right now that could possibly terminate the relationship inevitably and then regret it afterwards. Because the problem is that if you decide to end this relationship now and you change your mind at a later date, your partner will not change their mind. But Venus retrograde does this to us, right? So Venus retrograde introduces problems into our relationships because she wants us to examine if keeping this relationship is worthwhile, or if it is no longer making us happy. The Nine of Cups is in the reverse here, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm more inclined to say that if you move on, you will move on. You will move on. This is a fact. It is not. Nothing is going to stop you from moving forward. There is only one way we can go, and that is forward. Whether or not we take someone with us is actually quite irrelevant. I see you happier without your mate, essentially. With this being in the reverse here, I don't see there being a happy ending to celebrate. But I do see you moving forward with more confidence and with the kind of energy that will assure you happiness in the long run. It's just that right now, in this short-term period, it looks a bit funky. Okay, and if you're not dealing with a water sign, then you are dealing with an air sign of sorts. So but I feel that it has more to do with a water sign, and I just feel as though this King of Swords in the reverse is just telling me that we're not thinking clearly. There's just, you are not in the position to make correct judgment at this time. And if you're wishing so desperately for it to work, like really wishing with all your heart, like, I want this to work, you're wishing upon a star. You're doing it so much that it's backfiring. The law of attraction is not about clinging on to things with dear life. It's about letting go of them. It's about setting them free so that if these people are meant to be in your life, they will find their way back into your life. You just have to set them free. And we never really do lose the people that we have relationships with anyway. We have our memories to share with them. We have our memories of them. We have our records of all of our experiences. Those are things that will remain with you, no matter how this ends up turning out for you guys. Just seems pretty straightforward to me. it's not even a very long reading. So I'm just dropping the screen now so that you can see the cards, because I know that you appreciate seeing the cards. Out of most signs, Capricorn, you'd rather see the cards than see my face. So Two of Cups with the clarifier, King of Cups in the reverse. King of Cups once again with the clarifier of this Four of Cups, which, by the way, has been coming up for other signs as well. There is this overarching theme in general this month of just not really knowing what to do with ourselves, not being able to make decisions, not being able to choose what's right for us, what's wrong for us, and generally acting recklessly and carelessly, tossing things away. We have this Four of Pentacles again here to describe this very clingy attachment. The Hermit card. That's just telling me that there is something obsessive about this arrangement here. This Two of Swords, that is borderlining a decision that is very clear-cut. It's either a yes or a no. There is no middle ground. However, there is a lack of clear thought, clear judgment that is being able to help you make an informed decision. That's not the case with this King of Swords in the reverse here. Your thoughts are being very clouded and very overwhelmed by a lot of water energy that's just, for the most part, dominating your reading. And in the end here we have this Cancerian element, the Chariot, which is a beautiful card to end the reading on, essentially, because it tells me you're moving. You're moving. Maybe you're moving to a city, country, or just moving away from a rather toxic situation. Whatever it is, you are moving. And your concern should not be if you're moving with someone. This is a card that is talking about you moving on, regardless of anyone in your life. And you might not be moving on, okay, with the best of spirits and the highest of high spirits with this Nine of Cups in the reverse. But there is light, and you'll see that this will slowly flip itself around. If this is in the reverse, it's just because it's telling me that you're forcing things right now, forcing things that are not meant to be in your life, forcing people who are not meant to be in your life to be in your life, when indeed you should just be setting them free, letting them go, and moving on. Solo. And that rhymes. But this is just a general reading, hey, and it's not going to apply to every one of you. But those are the messages that I have in general, Capricorn. So I hope your situation improves. I will see you back here in around a week for your mid-month reading, and we can do a quick checkup and see if the situation has changed. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for viewing, being so supportive, for liking, sharing, everything. Google Plusing, all your love. And yeah, you know, feel free to leave me a comment if you want. If you want to be more private about it, I'll leave my contact information beneath, where you can also inquire about how you can get a private reading done with me. And we'll try to arrange that for you. Okay, you guys, take good care of yourselves. I will talk to you soon. Bye.